Hello, welcome back to the Thrifty Suburbanite channel. The task at hand today is to remove these old landscaping timbers I have in the ground. I started on it last year. A lot of things got in the way. I had to cut this tree down and I ended up doing half of it. I'm back to it again this year. I'm going to get this thing wrapped up. As you can see, the Kioti worked very well on that first tie that I rammed into. We'll have to see what happens with the rest of them. I'm using the Titan debris forks on the front. And I think it's a good match for this job. Let's see how she works out. That was an easy job. I'm pretty impressed with my Titan tine fork so far. If it keeps performing like this, I'll give them an A+. The only negative I can say so far is I'm starting to get a lot of rust on it. It's been sitting outside since I've gotten it, but with that powder coating on there, it shouldn't be rusting like this. It's not going to bother me. I'll just hit it with some touch-up paint, but keep that in mind if you're looking at these. That was the first part of our project with the ties. I had to go get some other ones put in there. I had to get the rebar out of the ground. It will be pretty good on this one section. Shouldn't take long. There's only 2 full pieces and a couple smaller pieces. Now we're ready to use my world famous rebar extraction tool. I made this on another video. Should be able to link it in the description. I haven't used this year yet, so I might be a little bit out of practice. Here it goes. She's coming. These are only 3/8. The 1/2 inch is a little bit harder. But there we go. Number 1. Our next one's going to be a little bit more difficult. The issue is all the rest of the tie kind of got molded to the rebar. Maybe we'll just be able to knock it loose real quick. There we go. Okay, we're going to give try number 2 with the rebar extractor. All the way down, as close as we can get it. Up we go. The key is to pull as vertical as possible. In other words, lean the tool into it so it pulls straight up. Number 2. So our next rebar piece down here. It's a 1/2 inch. We have a 3/8 inch on there now. Just pop the pin. Back together. Pop the pin. Put her on. We're ready for business. This is going to present more of a problem. It's about twice as much surface area in the dirt. So, we might have to really try on this one. Also, it's down a little bit too. He's down in the ground. All we got to do is to try to get it up straight. There we go. Pushing down on this handle until the point I think it's going to bend. And just when I'm getting ready to back off, it starts coming out of the ground. A testament to the strength of my invention. In other words, it works pretty good. This one doesn't slide down as easily as the other, the 3/8. You have to manually do it a lot of times. This has been in here quite a while. I think this is one of the original posts that I put in. Yeah, it's pretty bad. This dirt is going to be for where I replace the ties. Underneath a lot of those ties, there's decomposed ties, roots, other things I have to get out. So I'm eventually going to have to build to level the ties up. I know that, had to do it before. So I had these conveniently placed mounds of fill in my backyard for some reason, and I use them now and again. Used them today. First step we have along here after we've removed the ties is to create a bed for the new tie. And usually what happens is there's a bunch of roots in here from the maple, of course. That's what happens with the maples. All the roots come to the surface. Some of these I'll be able to get up, some I won't be able to. I'll just go around. I'll make a wider channel than I had anticipated. Biggest problem with the maples. This is why I brought the fill in the bucket of the tractor. All this has to come out of here. Alright, the next step I've taken a liberty of doing without filming is to just rough in the ties the way you want them to look. Make sure it's square with the front as it comes in, and it tries to make a gradual turn to match up to the old one that's still in the ground over there. I want to try to keep it the way it was. I like the way it looked. Somebody hit something in here and knocked it out, and it was always misaligned here, so this is going to be a treat for me to have nice lined up ties. Yes, I used to be nuts getting the angles right. Used to get a saw out here, figure it all out, do this, do that. I've graduated to a different method now. Called the eyeball method. That's the procedure. Keep going down the line. So I found some low areas in here that needed some fill. I'm going to go back along in here, just try to pack it a little bit so that way we get an accurate reading on how this is going to lay when you put it on. And the final test is just to put the timber down on there and see how it's going to lay. Got a high spot in the center. Sometimes you can knock them down using the tamper. Sometimes it means you got to take the whole piece out and do it again. Going to need more fill on this end. As you can see, when you step on this end, which is the right height, lifting that end. I'm going to put a little bit more fill, not much. And now I'm going to tack this down to the ground. I got it in the right position. Don't want it to move now. I'm drilling a 7/16 inch hole. It's one size bigger than the rebar is round. It'll give me a little bit of room to wiggle, hopefully. One last chance to look. Got these joints matched up pretty well. Next thing is to put a couple big old galvanized 16 penny nails in there. You'd be surprised how much strength that gives it. That's why my tractor was having such a hard time picking one of these up, because it was still all nailed together. Just a little update on the progress. We're on the last little small piece at the end. All is working well. The system is working. All right, a few more steps, we're going to be done. I'm going to rake everything out. A bunch of debris that I've kicked up in here, a lot of roots and different things. I just want to rake it out and make it smooth. And then we have to run our magnet on wheels over here to make sure if we dropped a nail or something else, it's going to pick it up before my wife's car tire finds it. That's not a fun thing. Well, wouldn't you know, 3 roofing nails from when we had the roof done in 2016 are still in the driveway. I walk this driveway with this magnet 2 or 3 times a year, and I always pick up nails. Well, I'm going to call this one done. Ties are in, just stake to the ground with the rebar, backfill with some topsoil from the woods. Everything's nailed together. Put some grass seed on there, it'll be good. Sooner or later I'll have to get that stump out of there. I'll work on that. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Don't forget to like and subscribe.